being scared is good. I know for me, some of the best things in my life have come out of moments of being absolutely terrified. And I think is an important lesson to learn, especially as you get older, that being scared doesn't necessarily mean it being a bad thing. I've been scared through plenty of moments in my life, and I mean, fear is kind of what underpins the best moments that can happen to you. Asking somebody out is a inordainedly terrifying experience that, you know, can definitely end not so fun, but the positive potential outcome from it is so much greater than the fear that, it spawns from. And I feel like that's an important lesson for people to learn, is that fear's fear's okay. Fear's not bad. An example of this in my life would be, there was a time when me and my friends were walking around um, around the woods on his property in Arkansas, um, and we came across an old abandoned barn. And it was on his land, but and it wasn't that scary in the day, but at night, absolutely terrifying. It was like 2 a.m. And being teenage boys, we all decided to, it might be smart to get closer to it. And I remember one of my friends said he was going to go in because we thought we had heard someone, and the night before they thought they had, heard a scream, and so he's going to go in. Well, everyone else was too scared to go in with them. I think I might have been the most scared out of all of them. I was, sitting there literally shaking from fear. But I decided that he couldn't go alone. And I just had this intense feeling of it would just be wrong to let him go in there by himself. And so I remember, even though I was shaking with fear, running in there with my friend and making sure that if something did happen, he wasn't going to be by himself. That may not be the most scared I've ever been in my life, but it's pretty far up there. And I remember immediately after that feeling so good about myself. And also, like, the adrenaline from it. Just fear as a base emotion is not a fun experience, but what it can lead to in the aftermath is just fantastic. And I'd be amiss to say that I don't always succumb to, that fear-based avoidance that we get. And, sometimes fear is useful, but I feel like so many times in modern life now, we let our fear just control us and let it tell us what we're going to do. And, we're scared. I see it a lot with a lot of, people I've worked with, where they're in situations they don't want to be in anymore, and yet they're too scared to even put themselves in a position where something better could happen, because what if it's worse? What if they mess up what they have? And there's something to be said, if you're really struggling to, like, pay bills and stuff, of staying where you are and toughing it out. But there's also something to be said of toughing it out in another way and just trying to face your fears and go do the things that are hard. I Don't let fear control your life, and don't let it control what you do, where you work, who your friends are. You have to be the one who's in control of fear. Otherwise, what's even the point? If you're scared your whole life, you're never going to be able to get anything done that you actually want to get done.